Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the here and now. Welcome to what we call 10 at 10, where I come at you every day at approximately 10 a.m. Eastern Time for approximately 10 minutes. We had a question come in last night, and the question was from Australia, from Jane in Australia. And the question is, how do I find like-minded people? So that's our theme for today. We had several questions come in, but we're going to address that one today. And meanwhile, hello everybody. How you doing? Where you from? You can use the comment bar anytime to ask questions, comments. Interactive space. This is an interactive space. So we're creating a sense of community, which answers actually on a practical level the question itself. This is a place you can find people like you from all over the world. I'll go into some specifics as well, but the fact that you're here, that you're present, that you're showing up. Hi, Maria. Maria in Costa Rica. It's great to be with you as well. Hello to, where are you from, Helena? I feel like that's like well, I have a guess, but I'll let you tell me. Lola, Michelle, Post Hospital Blues. It's a cool name. It's a fun name. Welcome, everybody. So, how do you find like-minded people? This is a question I get asked a lot, right? How do I find like-minded people? And when I do my retreats, people often come in the opening circle, they say, I came here because I wanted to be with like-minded people. So I recall a time myself where there was nobody that I felt like was asking the kind of questions I was asking, that was exploring the kind of things I was exploring, that was interested in the kind of topics I was interested in, that wanted to create the kind of life I wanted to create. I felt a sense of isolation and aloneness. And at that time, like the only thing I could really find that was like exploring the kind of things I was interested in exploring and discovering, had a sense of going into discover the things I wanted to discover was books, right? There wasn't any human beings that I was aware of that I knew. So what starts to happen is it's rooted in authenticity. It's rooted in being authentic within yourself. But first, let's address this term. How do I find like-minded people, right? So you're not going to find like-minded people, no matter how hard you look, no matter what rock you uncover. You're not going to find like-minded people. And you actually don't want like-minded people. So when people come to my retreats and they say, I came here to find like-minded people, I say, well, you came to the wrong place. You're not going to find it here, and you're actually not going to find it anywhere. What you will find, which is so special and so important and so valuable, is like-hearted people, right? People that are on the same path as you, people on the path of self-discovery, people on the path of self-realization, people on the path of self-actualization, and people who are on the path of opening their hearts, who are living in a way that's open-hearted and open-minded, right? But we don't need someone that thinks like we do, right? That's like Nazism. We don't need someone that thinks like we do, that has the same opinions that we do, that shares the same thoughts that we do, that looks at the world the same we do. We don't need that. We don't actually want that. It would be incredibly boring. And actually having differences of perspective is what expands our consciousness, what expands our horizons. Like if everything I said was exactly the same as what you said, then what would be the point of even sitting here together, right? There should be some bit of a different perspective, a little bit of a different angle, a little bit of a different way, or maybe maybe you get blown wide open. Maybe you just get cracked open, right? Maybe there's something that just blows your mind, blows your heart open, is an entirely new way of seeing things and looking at things and perceiving things. there's some kind of like strobe light effect happening on Facebook. By the way, we're on Facebook Live, we're on Instagram Live, we're archived on YouTube and as a podcast. And there's some kind of strobe light effect that I'm seeing on Facebook. I don't know if you see that. Hi, Keely. Let me know if you see that on there as well. If you do, then just be with it, you know, being with what is, loving what is, accepting what is, embracing what is. What is what you are. As the song goes, what you see is what you are, and what you are is beautiful. So you recognize that I'm not looking for like-minded people. I want like-hearted people, right? So how do I find like-hearted people? I start to open my heart. I start to open my mind. I start to be in a place of love. I start to live from a place of embodiment. I start to live from a place of deeper sense of inner peace, deeper exploration of freedom, deeper exploration of empowerment. I start to be the person that I want to connect with. I start to be the community that I want to connect with. I take responsibility. I start with myself. But you guys get that, right? That's kind of like pretty basic. Not to say it's easy, but it's a pretty basic, you know, logical understanding. The second thing is to be authentic. And this is where I find people don't necessarily realize that they're not being authentic because they want to be liked. We want to be liked, right? We want to be liked. So what is that other person? Like I had a client and she thought, well, if I really like share what I really think and what I really feel and what I really am into with people, they're not going to be into it. So why should I even share it? You know, if I really talk about aliens and, you know, fifth dimension, you know, these people aren't going to be into it. So why should I even share it? So how do you know, right? How do you know what someone's into or not into unless you share it? Give them the chance to tell you what they're into or not into. Give them the chance to tell you what they like or don't like. Give them the chance to connect, to be attracted to the authenticity of who you are, or to be repelled by the authenticity of who you are. So, you know, there's a lot of talk about the law of attraction, but what I find interesting, even more so lately, is the law of repulsion. Repulsion, the law of being repelled, the law of repelling people. Right? It has its own value. So like if you're talking about things that are authentic to you, that you're really interested in, that are exciting to you, that you're passionate about, if people don't like it and they're repelled, fantastic. It's actually essential to open the space for people that are interested, that are passionate, that are excited in things that you're interested in, that you're passionate about, that you're excited. So the more you can be authentic, the more you will repel the people who are not on the same path as you, and the more you will attract naturally, in a natural resonance, the people who are on the same path of you. So that's how you attract like-hearted people. Check it out, some of the comments here. Love you too, Keely. I saw you were in London. That's the fun thing about like Facebook, right? Or Instagram is like, you just see these snapshots of people's lives and you don't have like the story of the beginning or the end or what, you know, you just see these little snapshots and you piece things together. And, but I did see that and that looks super fun. Yes, this is a really common thing. Catherine says, struggling after 13 years, married to someone with such different values. At first thought this relationship would be growthful to marry someone so different. Now not so sure. And he says, love me with an open heart and be transparent. So opposites attract, right? We've all heard that phrase. Opposites attract. But it's like there's a compatibility, right? For example, masculine and feminine attract each other, right? Why do masculine and feminine attract each other? Because each has components to support the other. Each has components that the other is not as strong in to make the other stronger in those areas, right? So you could have someone that's a little bit more introverted, for example, someone that's a little more extroverted, and they complement each other because they bring these attributes out in each other, but there's a deeper level of, are you on the same path? That's the deeper question, right? Are you on the same path? Are you on the same path? So are you on the same path practically, but also are you on the same path of self-realization, self-actualization, right? Are you in the same path of growth mindset, of spiritual growth, of dedicated to the evolution of your awakening and consciousness? Like that's, to me, maybe not to you who's listening right now, but to me, that's essential. Like we don't even, besides like, give me my change or thank you very much for the ticket or may I order some tea? Like there's not much more to say beyond that. If we don't have that in common, if we're not on the path of self-actualization and self-realization and spiritual growth and expansion of our consciousness, and we're not excited about it, we're not inspired about it, and we're not, if that doesn't like light us up every day, then there's probably not much to say, right? And that's just a natural resonance that happens. So are you on the same path? You don't have to have the same ideas. You don't have to be thinking about the same things. You don't have to have the same opinions. You don't have to have, there's people that don't even have exactly, that I know, don't have exactly the same political beliefs or religious beliefs, but they're on the path. They're dedicated to spiritual growth, awakening, self-realization, self-actualization. They're inspired. So there's a connectivity. Look at the hands. It's like a connectivity. It's exciting. It's like there's a passion to engage with people that are dedicated to this level of self-discovery together, and it creates a level of presence. And the fundamental aspect to relationship, the fundamental aspect to community is presence. Leo says, I struggle because I focus too much on the spiritual side of personal development. Any advice? Could you explain more? So what do you want to focus on more? I think I know what you're getting at, but I want to hear more. Jeff is here. Welcome, Jeff. Liz is here. Welcome, Liz. It's Friday. I love hanging out with you guys. So we're going a little bit overtime today, right? Is that okay? It's called 10 at 10, so it's supposed to be like around 10 minutes, but let's just keep rolling for a while. So I struggle because I focus too much on the spiritual side of person. So any questions you have, feel free to roll them out right now. Because I struggle because I focus too much on the spiritual side of personal development. Any advice? Health and relationships. My simple advice is focus more on health and relationships and less on the spiritual side, right? That's my advice for you. And I think it's a common thing. I think that there's a thing called spiritual bypassing, right? Where people are focusing on spiritual ideology and new age woo-woo concepts, and they're avoiding having healthy relationships, having a healthy body, having a job they love. It's no different than snorting cocaine or getting drunk. There's all these different ways that we avoid our lives, right? And the intention here is to face your life, right? Is to face your life, to face it fully, completely, wholly, and embrace this moment, to face this moment 100%. And when you do that, an amazing thing happens, right? Because there's a fear of facing the moment. But when you actually do it, this is where this incredible freedom arises. This incredible inner peace arises, this incredible love arises, this incredible empowerment arises. Jude says, do I follow a specific faith? That is a good question. Do I follow? No, I don't. I thought it was going to be some long answer, but it actually wasn't. Any other questions, comments? Jokes, riddles? I think for me, like the dedication is to truth, right? I feel like that's been my journey as a truth seeker. I could definitely be considered very spiritual. Yes, that could be something that someone could call me. I could see how someone would have that perception. I think I definitely was very attached and identified with that term in the past. And I would say at this point, in this moment, at this time, I don't feel attached or identified to any concepts about myself. And there's something very liberating about that. But there's definitely been a deep exploration into the spiritual books, the spiritual teachers, the spiritual teachings, religions, gurus, all of that. I've deeply explored that entire realm. I'll talk about diet and some health stuff next time, Leo, about the diet that I'm doing and what I've gone through with diet. That's a good question. So I'll get into that next time, which will be on Monday. The weekends we're not here. Michelle says, embrace everything, the challenges that shows up in our lives with compassion, understanding, and love. That feels like a good way to close it out today. If on one more thing, on a practical note, if you want to delve in deeper with community, I have an online community. We call it the Secret Glow. And if you go to thebiglow.com or just search my name and go to my website, it's a members only group. I'll put it in the comments on. It's actually on the bio in Instagram. And I'm putting it in on, hopefully that worked. If not, I'll fix it later. Thebiglow.com/online, the Secret Glow for members only. There's a 7-day free trial. There's rates that are sliding scale that work for you. And we meet every Wednesday. We have a beautiful community around the world. I mean, it's available to you. You know, just put in the intention, put in the investment in yourself, and you will attract the most amazing, beautiful people back in your life. You know, I can say that from my journey. From where I started, where I couldn't find anybody that I felt like was like-hearted, was on the path that I'm on, and through following the steps that I just gave you, just a beautiful, rich community of people in my life right now. And I'm grateful to be on this path with you. It's really a joy for me to share with you in this way. And wish you a beautiful rest of your day. And see you in the next now.